Mute.
Good to go.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot, I looked down.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's get started. We're gonna start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we have a couple adjustments to the agenda, adding in the minutes for 11/28. Quick claim deeds, AP warrant 43 is gonna be added. Any other adjustments to the agenda? Yeah. Onto approval of the minutes, for our regular meeting on November 2nd, November 28th, November 28th special town meeting, and our bid opening meeting that we held on December 5th.
I can't vote on that.
We can split them out if we need
Yeah,
to.
but I have to.
Okay. we can do
Yeah, I can't vote on the December 5th one either.
I make a motion to accept the minutes from 11/2 as read. Stated.
that.
Second.
I have a motion and a second on the November 2nd meeting minutes. All those in favor? Make a motion to approve the minutes for 11/28's regular meeting and the special town meeting on 11/28.
I'll second.
A motion and a second on the minutes for both the regular meeting and our special town meeting on the 28th. All those in favor? And we're gonna have to table
Yes.
the bid opening meeting minutes,
Oh, yeah.
because there's only two of the three of us here, so we'll have to table that one until our next meeting. All right, Diane, you have a comprehensive plan update? for old business?
Come along.
And still waiting on a couple of us.
So can we do a little work session maybe on that? Cause I would be open to that if we had like an hour or something.
Mhm.
Like sit down. I don't know. Yeah,
Mhm.
probably pretty busy, but
Something between Christmas and New Year's.
well, I could do something this weekend.
Maybe Sunday afternoon.
Let me know.
Diane, after 2, you're supposed to be at my house. Yes. Sunday.
I said,
Yeah, so-
I can't this weekend, I can do something between, Christmas and New Year's though, probably.
I can wait till then. I mean, it's fine, whatever.
I
It's
can,
blessed.
my
Alright,
schedule
awesome.
between
Thanks.
them.
Okay. Great, bless.
I have no update on the regional animal control program, unless anybody else has received anything.
No, not yet.
Yep.
Mm-mm.
Personnel policy on sick time. Yeah,
I haven't gotten that yet. You haven't sent it to me.
I don't have the policy.
Oh, is it you?
All I have
were
is-
telling me- You were gonna send me the updates. That was supposed to go into it, like the sick time and the bereavement change.
Okay.
So I'm not sure how how it's gonna be written. Unless it's just adding days.
I think it was just adding the, it was what, 5 and 10,
Yes.
or no, that's not right,
Yeah, it was
2
fine.
and,
Huh?
it wasn't 5 and
5 and 2,
5 and 2,
max would be 10 and
yeah,
4.
I'll look it up, and we can. Yeah, I can.
And I can't remember about the bereavement. I'm thinking it was.
I think it was leaving what was there, but then just adding additional time may be granted by the board of selectmen.
Yeah, I think that's what it
And
was,
it
yeah.
wasn't
Yeah.
pertaining to just full-time,
Right.
Right, yeah, it's just in general, yeah.
I can, get that and
Mhm.
go over the last minutes and put the stuff in,
Yep.
and have you guys look at it.
That'd be great. Can't believe an update.
Thanks.
Since Rob's not here, it's all you.
I know, but I'm lucky. So we met with FEMA again on Tuesday. It's, it's both good and bad. The bad thing is that Bog Brook is deemed a potential habitat for endangered Atlantic salmon fry, the babies.
And a bat.
And
Yes,
yeah,
yeah.
And that-
And this-
I noticed
the
that.
northern long-eared bats. So that means that we have to jump through far more hoops and do far more paperwork than we originally thought. The plus side of that means that there's a lot more wallets that will be open for us. So we
Mhm.
should potentially come out of this okay,
Mhm.
but it's gonna be a long road getting to there.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not gonna be a quick.
No,
easy
and there's only a
process.
very limited amount of time that we can do the work
Yeah.
because of the potential baby salmon. That's if, Mercury's in retrograde and all the planets align correctly.
Fine.
Is it one of those where you can only apply once a year type thing, like to get? to
We
go
have,
through it, or
we
is
only
this just
have
an
X
open-
amount of time. We have 18 months that we have to have the work done, but we only have a really limited window that they'll allow the work to be done.
Because
So
of the
it's either-
migratory
I meant-
breeding
I meant
purposes.
like the actual, is there like a fund that it comes from and they only fund certain projects, or it's
No,
just, they
just-
just go through the
correct.
process?
Yeah, it's just we have to follow and meet the date,
Okay.
and time limits and stuff.
And it's one of those that if we do not do it exactly the way the plan comes out, then
Yeah.
we're fine.
Yeah,
Now that they looked at it and know that
Now
there's
they're aware.
Atlantic salmon and bats and stuff there, then we have,
Are the bats endangered too?
yes,
Yes.
yep, they're on the endangered species
Yep.
list apparently.
yes,
And
Right.
that means
I looked it
that
up to see what they look like too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which
any
means
tree over
the
3
trees-
inches, we
right.
cannot remove.
Oh, they're long eared.
bats?
Yep, it's interesting. Look it up on Google. They're on there.
yeah,
So,
right, yeah,
That's where
which
we're at with that.
prevents any trees to
Yeah.
be removed.
Yeah.
Because of the bats.
That's a good combination, salmon and bats.
Right.
yeah, right.
That
Yep.
is,
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
unique, is it?
Two endangered species live there.
And should
Potentially
we put
could.
that on the town sign now?
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
Home of
Oh,
endangered
endangered bats.
species.
But they've never actually seen it.
No, they have not.
Don't know.
But if everything works out well, then in someday there will be Atlantic salmon swimming in the Androw and they're gonna migrate up Bog Brook and spawn. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Well, we did a brook survey of the brook over by the sewer plant.
Mhm.
And water temperature checks some time ago, and it was cold enough to support.
Well, that is another thing that somebody has done a study of the water quality of Bog Brook and it's excellent. So even better for the Atlantic salmon. So, I'm sorry, I might be a little something on that.
You kind of have to watch them if they actually come off the river and spawn.
It would be cool, yeah. But that's the update on that. So,
I thought the email that Rob forwarded had a lot of information and
Yeah,
detailed
Yes.
the meetings
Yeah.
very well, and
yeah.
so that was good to read through and.
No.
I
that email was informative,
I
yeah.
spent a lot of time with them over 3 meetings.
So what's your next step? Where you
The
at?
next step is we are going to consult with Jay because they're dealing with the same thing on Hutchinson Drive, which is also Atlantic salmon on the side of Canton Mountain, but hey,
Yeah.
okay. And they have hired, Andy figures it's probably mainland
Oh,
to
yeah.
do the engineering study.
Mhm, mhm.
So we've got to reach out to them and see if potentially they will work with us because once we hire someone, they handle all of the permits and
Yeah.
all of the this and the that.
Mhm.
So,
Do you have to bid it out at all, or is that just a?
We'll have,
yes, we do,
yeah, we'll have to follow
Yeah.
all of our normal bid procedures.
because they need to see,
Even though it's specialized, it's
Yeah.
still.
Yeah,
because they have a copy of our bid procurement
Okay.
policy, so we have to go by.
Well, and in
Yeah,
that
because-
email, it had specifically said that we need to ask specific questions to the
Yes.
people that we're bidding it
Yeah.
out for too.
yeah, it's part of the federal,
Yeah.
anything federal money, there's
Yeah.
usually pretty strict.
So there's lots of stipulations.
Yes, like I said, many hoops.
Yeah.
Many hoops.
But it was nice to see that it's moving forward now.
It is moving
That
forward,
was,
yes. It's a little overwhelming at times, but is moving forward, so. And we potentially, they're still, they went down and looked at it Tuesday and took some more pictures. We potentially can possibly, it's not definite yet, but as part of the mitigation program, we can possibly raise the road a little bit from 108 to the brook. So maybe it won't flood all the time.
That would be nice.
No, this is all me, but it's a possibility.
Yeah.
So,
Well, hey, at this point, we'll
yeah,
kind of ride the roller coaster and see what
That's
info they have
exactly
every
it.
time we meet with them. and
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll learn some new things.
so. That's my update.
Perfect. Christie, old school update.
Just that they came last week and did take samples, so they bored into the concrete and took multiple samples and. They'll get back to us with the report. So, that's all,
What were they checking for again?
just to see if there was any, to give us specifics on what might be in the
Oh,
concrete.
yeah,
And possibly there's nothing in the concrete to worry about, so that could reduce the amount, the cost, so. This gives us more information to work with,
Right.
basically.
Did they have a timeline estimate or?
Sometime in January, so a
Okay.
couple weeks, yeah.
Water line and snack shack update.
So I touched base with Kim, she is going to. Make that formal request. Angie, do we have, an email address for Sean?
We know, but she sent it to me and what I did was I printed off that email and I put it in his, box.
Oh, perfect, thank you. Okay, so the last time I had talked to her a couple days ago, she hadn't gotten to it
Yeah,
yet,
she
but
just sent it today.
awesome, perfect, thank you. So that request is in and in Sean's box.
Alright. All right, any other old business? Perfect. All right, so we'll start up with new business. We have a new deputy clerk, Aaron, welcome. Looking forward to getting you started and working on things in the office and here in town. We have the appointment oath and we'll get that signed and
and then you're committed.
Once they swear.
They already decided.
Not day one, I started.
I said 4.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just.
Dog is back.
Can't talk now.
I know that all too well.
Yo, jeez. 2 days are open. And last name is LASHU.
I got it all.
HU. No, last letter of my last name is
Oh, LASHUMA.
UA. No A.
on the oath, Ange.
Yep.
You have registrar on there.
Oh, yeah,
That one,
that was on the old one.
yeah, can we take that one off?
Yeah.
And then we'll sign.
Can we
Thanks.
do that right now? It's in there, I can just take it
Sure.
out.
You want to?
Yeah.
Thank you. Um, a second.
We can talk about the lake while you read.
Sure.
Tom Hamilton said, who lives in Hartford, Dr. Tom Hamilton, who lives in Hartford, is a retired PhD. He's been testing our water quality for many, many years, writing his reports, sending it to the state and doing all the work to do that. He is edging himself out of that process, and we've got Wes Berry, who also lives in Hartford, who's picking up that work. But he sent a report to the planning board, and I thought you guys should see it too, because it really does, it's interesting, because today, the Lake Association also voted at their annual meeting in August to pursue a Route 2 mitigation grant because they did so well with the first one. It was actually considered a huge success. They believe there's over 40 tons of sediment a year that is not now going in the lake. So today I asked about the calculations that just felt like a lot to me, but now I know how they calculate, like, okay, that's reasonable. But there were still other sites that needed further work, and so they decided to pursue it Round 2. So that will be coming up, probably in January when the budget committee meets, because the grant is due in May. You have to commit, even though you want to do the work until 25 and 26. You have to have a commitment from the town in advance, and we don't. We believe there will be some Canton sites that are not just residential, but we don't know for sure. We're focusing on sites. So that's coming. Everyone. So that you know, and maybe I think the town voted $10,000 during the last round. I don't know that we used all that. That was to be in kind or materials.
5,000.
5, yeah.
Yeah, far from Canton.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
But Hartford probably put in 30,000 by the time they were done. They had been doing a lot of work. They paved some roads. They did a huge amount of work in support of the lake. So there's additional sites in Hartford also. Just FYI, that will be coming up. If you want any understanding, Tom gives us a detailed report at the annual meeting at length. It's about 40 pages. He's on YouTube, so. And if you have any questions, but if you look at them over time, you see that the lake's getting warmer gradually, which is not surprising. And the water quality of the Secchi reading, just clarity, are gently going down.
The snails are increasing too. Those big.
The recipes were, so I keep telling people, and we could.
Yeah, no thanks.
There was a lady one year we collected, I think about 5 gallon buckets of those for her, and she was making jewelry out of them, and then she never showed up. So we buried them in the garden.
Wow.
They keep surfacing every so often, but they were buried really well.
Yeah.
But we didn't see, they did a survey just last year around snails, and some places they were actually less visible than they've been in the past. But I think with the movement of the water, they sometimes move around. They have not been, they weren't in Hartford Beach, so they were one year, then the last 2 years have not been in Hartford Beach. They really tend to be here because the water migrates out of the city.
Making jewelry.
Yeah, that's.
I'm sorry, one more thing. Somebody sent the Lake Association an email. They wanted to know if we had an interest, and it's like the Lake, I don't think say with this, the association, about setting up a self-serve kayak rental booth. It's a way that you pay online, you get a code, you open it, you take your kayak out, you use it, you put it back, you can deposit it back. I thought, ew. So the Lake Association would consider it their January meeting, but I will forward that to you guys. But
Where would they put it?
I don't know, that's a question. Did they put it in the building?
No idea.
We would have to look. I don't know if we can or not.
Yeah.
Because we got told we couldn't put a dock there.
Yeah.
Because of the IF&W restrictions, so I don't know if we could
But
put
not
a,
in the water. Yeah,
right, I don't know, we'd have to look and see.
the other way, let's say that it's a lot.
Hmm.
FYI, just thought it's something new we haven't seen before.
Yeah. well,
Interesting.
That's a good idea.
And that would definitely bring interest onto the lake to use it, you know, potential to rent a kayak and go out on the lake.
Well, sometimes we have friends and family who show up and I'm like scrounging on my neighbors.
Right, right.
Interesting. Thank you. All right.
I already know.
I don't know, we're all set. We're all set with errands. Yeah. All right, so, excuse me, on to job descriptions. We have in our packets, the, start with. Start with the town clerk, and we're gonna actually work our way right down through the file. That's the way they're arranged here. So we had approved the town clerk job description at one of our meetings in October. Christy and I met with Ange on Monday to go through the town clerk and the deputy clerk, made a few adjustments. There was a spelling, excuse me, a spelling error on the second page, general duties and responsibilities, the first bullet, overseas was spelled incorrectly. So that has been corrected. On the third page, we've added. If you start from the bullet point completes any other duties as assigned, the bullets above that, 1, 2, 3, 4, the 4 bullets above that were added in. Motor vehicle agent, managing the benefit packages, and then the reporting around state and federal taxes and tax information. The last page, we changed, under the physical requirements, we changed, the ability to work a 12 to 16-hour day. We just reworded that to say as needed. Questions on that? No? With that. Deputy clerk, first thing was, overseas was spelled incorrectly as well. We're not traveling, it's.
Crap.
I know.
You can travel over some of our. You can travel.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Exactly.
and you're all set.
On the third page, the last 1, 2, 3 bullets in the top section were added. The sewer billing, dog registrations, and town website and social media accounts. Then down under physical requirements, we also changed the wording around the same 12 to 16-hour piece. Any questions on the deputy? On to the highway driver laborer. This is one we hadn't looked at before, but basically we took. Excuse me, the one that was in place before, as a part-time position. And basically changed a little bit of wording to make it for the full-time position. The additions were, under the general expectations and position summary, the first 4 are the standard bullets that we have in all the job descriptions now, just saying be committed to the mission of the town, work as a member of the team, etc. Those are the same. Other than that,
Change it from 25 to 40 hours.
yep, it's showing it's an hourly position, for 40 hours a week. There were a couple spelling corrections that I made. Front end load, I changed to loaders. And that's everything on that one. Anything that sticks out or?
No.
And
Supervisor signature, you're leaving zone or?
yes, except for that one, no, that one would be Andy.
Yeah.
And the last one, transfer station attendant, that is the shortest one. We took the old one and basically there again, the only thing I did was I added in those four bullet points. But other than that, it is exactly the same as it was before, just spelling corrections, and in the updated format. Any, it did strike out, because there were a couple things in there when we looked at it during our work session about, additional hours and things about the trash truck, which we no longer have, so it takes out that stuff and just makes it for the compactor. Any comments or question on this one?
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it's a pretty, pretty, like I said, it's the shortest one. Okay. Yeah. So with that, can I get a motion to approve the 4 job descriptions?
Make a motion to approve the 4 job descriptions as reviewed and discussed.
Second,
I have a motion and a second for the 4 job descriptions, transfer station, highway helper, clerk, and deputy clerk. All those in favor? Opposed? Great, so now we're down to just the one last job description.
Yeah,
Work on
yeah, but we're gonna have to meet with him to do that.
Yeah.
He's got it all written down up there anyways. Pretty much, so we'll just have to.
Yep, meet with them and try to
Yeah.
work together and once we get that done, we should be up to date and ready to go.
What job description? Oh,
Sewer.
sewer,
Yep,
sewer.
that's the one we have left, so we'll get
Yeah.
a time that we can meet with Dave and
He has a
just,
very detailed daily log that he keeps every day, so.
Yeah,
yeah,
Hey, thank God he does.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we'll meet with him and see what he has for suggestions and how we can get that drafted up and. Then we should have everything up to date, so when we do our reviews here very soon, we can actually go with the job descriptions and go from there.
sounds good.
All right. Next one, solar moratorium ordinance. So I've been approached by a few people in town, as well as one person from the planning board. In regards to the amount of solar interest that we have in town. Or that's coming up all of a sudden. And because we don't have any restrictions around solar, there's a few people getting concerned. So, person on the planning board actually sent me a copy of Peru's moratorium ordinance. And so I provided it here as an option, something for us to look at. Basically what it does is that puts a certain period of time hold on, projects so the town can draft some ordinance or guidelines around it.
it was 180 days when I
Yep.
read it.
That's what's in there now. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be, that's the number that Peru used.
Mhm.
So I just, as per draft, I just threw it in there and then, so that kind of gives us something to look at and go by. If this is something that we do want to go forward, really the only changes I made were the town names. But if it's something if we do want to put forward, I would recommend sending it to Jack just to have him.
Does that have to be a town vote or? can
Yes,
we-
it does.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's gonna need to be a
That's what I thought.
special
Yep.
town
Yeah.
meeting.
Yep.
And when I saw this come through on the email, I was like, yes, please. I read it. I like the way that it's written, and I would love to put it out for a town vote.
So like I say, my recommendation would be if it's something we want to do, we should probably send it to Jack just to have him double check the statutes. I mean, the Peru one is fairly recent, so it should be correct, but just to
Mhm.
make him double check the statutes to make sure
Mhm.
the stuff that's cited is correct, beyond what my quick, state law Googling showed me.
So my question is, how quickly can we pull together a town meeting and a vote on this?
Depends on how quickly he,
Yeah, it all depends on legal, which I can,
March. We can have the
Yep.
timeline in there, I don't know if we would get it back by then, but.
I can push, I can. When he calls me tomorrow, about the other item, I will push that. I'll send it to him. If it's something we wanna do, I'll send it to him tonight. And just ask that it reviewed ASAP. What we can do is we can set a special town meeting at any date, and it's a 7-day posting. So. Right, I believe, yeah, it's just a 7-day posting for an open special meeting, so it's something we can easily. Do in a short term if we want to.
I think it's really important. I think we need to evaluate it
Mhm.
before, I know we've had this discussion, but I'm definitely in support of it. Give us a chance to really digest what's going on with the solar stuff and what the best options are for our town, right?
And I think there's a couple other states who have done some things around open space and things like that I think we should look at and
Mhm.
see.
Yeah, the Vermont thing.
Yeah, that's the one that.
That's one that
Yeah,
I had just talked to someone about this fall, I think it was.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think a moratorium will definitely give us time to get an ordinance in place.
Mhm.
And I also liked how this moratorium was written. Geared towards the bigger like a bigger solar farm versus if somebody wants to put a couple of solar panels on their roof, it wasn't a
Right.
moratorium on that.
Mhm.
So that's what I really liked about
Mhm.
this.
do we need to consider what we have for fines on a situation like that?
I could go back and see how big the Tenelo project is. They're calling it very small, it's less than.
How much electricity?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's.
Cause
based on
that's what it does, that's what.
But isn't the moratorium is for anything moving forward,
No,
not for,
it would go
no,
from the date that it gets approved at a town meeting.
right,
So this,
and
the
then-
wording on, I shouldn't say that, it would depend on how the warrant is worded. Whether the warrant article is worded to ignore things that have prior approval or prior applications or. I mean, the warrant article for the meeting can be written anyway.
okay,
The only thing I will caution with that is. It's something we'll have to be very careful when the warrant article is written, so.
Because we've already approved. One of the that big one, right, that they've not done anything with?
No.
There have been,
Not
there
that
have,
one is
no,
not,
there have been no approvals done yet.
Okay.
For the big one or the one on Canton Point Road, neither one of those have been approved.
but the one that's being built behind Pinnacle has been approved, which would
Yes.
not
That's the one.
be part of this.
Right, yep,
Right,
that
it
one's
wouldn't be
already in
in
That's what I'm
progress.
saying, that's already in progress,
Yep.
so why would there be any penalties if we decided to put moratorium
There wouldn't be for those guys.
Yeah, there wouldn't be for
Right.
them, but for anybody else who started without waiting for this or ignored this,
Yeah.
they would be penalized.
Oh, okay, gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha,
But the
thank you.
Canton Point Road project. Submitted a proposal.
Have a good evening, thank you.
Thank you.
The select board and the planning board and the CEO did a site visit.
Mhm.
We didn't give them any information back until they finished submitting the money. They finally gave us the money. Then we had our next meeting, reviewed the site review feedback, and they put a enforcement officer. And we sent them a note saying, here's your feedback. And we submitted a revised proposal
Mhm.
with these changes in it. They were wanting us to go for a public hearing immediately. He said,
The fast
get
track.
that back to us, it'll be the first of the year before we do
Yeah,
anything. So
gotcha,
They're either gonna be converging pretty quickly. pretty
Yeah.
close.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Have to see how it all shakes out.
okay, now,
There.
gotcha,
Yeah, and these guys surfaced, in late October, I think, to say that there's, the guy that was here as a key project manager is moving jobs, so they were introducing a new guy who's really the president of the company, but he said that a holdup on those was not anything to do with state licensing, like they're all set to go, it was the utility doing whatever studies it had to do so they could tie into that. They promised them 6 months and that took like 18 months, so.
But they haven't been approved. That
No,
has not
they
been
haven't.
Well, they
approved.
don't have
yet.
any other than a,
There's no, did they have?
there is no ordinance, so other than a. We put together, I think, a solar application with some specific requirements, that you have to give us this, and then you have to have a public hearing. With all the abutters, now these guys did hold a public hearing with the abutters. With their plan,
That's what it
Mhm.
is.
yeah.
Do we,
That's been long enough, I don't know if it's worth requiring another one.
if it's gonna be a long period of time between, I would say yes,
Mm.
especially if they're
It's been
changing.
years now, hasn't it?
It's been at least
Yeah.
two.
Yeah.
It's been since before I came on the board
Yeah.
and,
And
yeah,
especially if there's changes in plans or anything
Yeah.
like that, I think there definitely should be another one.
yeah,
Um,
that's the one I'm afraid of, is that big, that
Yeah.
binder. one.
do we have any,
The 3 binder sheet.
Yeah,
yeah, do we have the proposal info for the one on Canton Point Road?
I'm looking to find it.
Cause I would love to see some of their stuff, cause I hadn't seen that.
I have a
Come in yet.
sketch, that's in the, you should be able to get it from the code enforcement office, yes.
You guys say that.
Wait, I was site plan.
No,
looking
we
for
got
the
something,
side.
I don't know if this is what it's for, but CMP for your records only, utility location permit. And it's for the solar project.
Okay, I wonder
Just got it today.
Which
This is
one?
the one they were at my house, because they thought my house was the address for that one. Because they had to do all these studies to.
Our new solar project. Canton Point,
Can't point where it
Coolidge
shows the
Road.
sketch,
Coolidge Road,
obviously this side of Coolidge Road.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's the one up there then.
Yeah, next lot.
Yeah.
It's the old gravel.
Yeah, if it shows Coolidge Road, then that's the gravel.
Chin row.
Hmm.
Dragons from that. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's-
That just got sold recently.
It,
Yeah,
The Dragon Pit did?
I was talking to Paula today.
Really?
Uh,
That's very interesting.
Indoor wrecking system, ground cover, fence, total area, total capacity,
Mm.
what's the limit here?
ooh,
This says 1,340.6400 kilowatts dash DC, it's direct current. 996.000 kilowatts DC,
What was the AC number?
996
Yeah, see, 0.1 megawatts AC.
is 1,000.
Look it up. It shall
I
include,
think they're just here.
yeah, so that would. Any project that is larger than 0.10 megawatts AC. In capacity.
Yeah, 0.10.
this is going to be pertaining, because you weren't on the board, you guys might remember. Because the one that's on Edmonds Road is a low enough kilowatt that we don't tax them per se on the equipment.
Right. I remember
Because it's
hearing
a,
that.
yeah, because, and that's what this is gonna apply to. It's anything that small is going to slide
Let's
under.
go under.
So 1 megawatt is 1,000 kilowatts, so 0.1 megawatt is gonna be.
Yeah, I can tell you exactly. 1 megawatt is 1,000 kilowatts. So 0.1,
Is
yep. So that one would fall under this.
That's it, small.
Yeah, even though it's small, it would be large enough
Yeah.
that it would fall under the moratorium.
Yeah, it needs to be smaller than 0.10 megawatts AC.
So we need to set. A special town meeting.
Yeah.
ASAP.
Yeah,
So if it's something that the board wants me to move forward with, I will, send it to Jack tonight. And tell him I need a read by next week,
yes, please.
like beginning of next week, so he has tomorrow to read it.
Yeah, he's got tomorrow, we
Monday.
wanna know on Monday, then we're gonna have a special town meeting 7 days from there.
Are you meeting on the 20th?
Yes,
Yes,
The planning board meeting next week on Monday because. We have to think people were traveling in hometown on Thursday.
So if,
We don't have the revised application back yet, but the feedback we sent them.
do we want to set a tentative date?
Why don't we do it right before the meeting on the 28th?
Yep,
If we have everything back,
Yeah,
yeah,
as well.
As long as I can get it back from Jen, well, the thing is, when we set the date of the meeting, we need to set also a date to write the warrant,
right,
so we need both. So if we're gonna do it on the 28th,
20th, 19, 20.
right, that's what I mean, so we're gonna have to have another meeting. Either on the 19th or something in order for us to,
So,
I gotta get my calendar up, it's my birthday.
that's why I was throwing that out
the
there.
19th is Tuesday.
Yeah, and chances of that are probably slim,
Well, he's telling that that's what he is buying for this.
possibly.
works for us, right?
He's working on a couple other things, so.
Yeah, right?
Add it to the list.
So the big question would be how much, do we have to have a number, like a number in place for the civil penalties?
That's why I was, yeah.
Or we wait and figure that out. Cause that'll kind of be the big key.
That, that would fall under our fee schedule, which we can update at any point. But if we wanna go forward with it, I would say, yeah, we probably should start thinking.
I just
what
think
our
it
fees would
should
be.
probably be substantial
be
to
asked.
deter.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
So. If you're talking to him tomorrow, should have an idea if he could have it back to us on Monday,
I will tell him we have to have it back on Monday.
and then, so we could meet Tuesday potentially and break the warrant. Correct?
Potentially. I'm trying to figure my schedule out next week. I could actually do Tuesday night next week.
Okay,
I can't do Tuesday.
Um,
Can you, Michelle?
um,
when's Rob coming back, does anybody know?
I don't know.
Well, we got 30.
I could do earlier. Would earlier on Tuesday help?
Yeah, I mean,
I won't,
I have to be done probably by
okay,
5:30.
I won't be back, I don't think I'll be back to town before then.
But I mean, I'm okay.
what's,
if you
what's
guys
your
pick-
earlier?
I can't do it as early as I thought, I
Oh.
gotta be in Portland for a doctor's appointment at 2:15, so my guess would be I won't be back until close to 5.
Yeah.
But. I might be back a little before that, but
You'd be sitting or traveling at 5? No, I meant Thursday.
oh,
Well, it's just courthouse basketball.
Right, I just
So
didn't know.
I'd be, yeah,
I mean, cause we could call you and just run it by what we wrote.
that's fine. I mean. Okay. We'd be up there till 5:30 or so.
mhm.
So, I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
We can always draft, we can work on the draft anytime.
Yeah.
That's just when we'll have to actually approve it and
Have
sign it.
approved,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
okay. So what time do we wanna do it?
I'm pretty flexible. So,
We say, 5:30, 5:30, or is that too late for double checking with you?
That's fine. I mean, I can make it work. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
The 19th?
Yeah.
Yep. And can you have Aaron post that tomorrow? That way it's notified ahead of time. Thank you.
And this would be just a regular.
Warrant workshop.
Yep, just a select board meeting, warrant.
warrant workshop.
Warrant workshop, yep.
Thank you.
But it has to be posted as a meeting because we're actually gonna vote on it, so it's a workshop,
Right.
but it has to be posted as a meeting, that way it's. Alright, I will do that.
Well, everybody has a county back, but that maybe you took us 5 years while you're here.
Sure.
Sure.
Yes. I was just gonna remind
Yeah,
you.
I thought that's what it was, but I had to double check.
Yeah, she's gonna be there for 27th, so take it down on
Yep.
26th.
How flexible are we?
Um. 27th. Either 27th or 28th.
I could do the 27th after 2, probably, so sometime in the afternoon.
As far as I know, that should work.
2, 3,
Let's do 3.
okay. You have any data, we're going to find the breakdown, but acres, farmland. Yeah, or whatever, we've got some examples of other ones as well.
Yep.
Does that also have to be posted?
What's that?
Does that have to be posted?
No, that's just
Yeah.
planning committee. We said the 28th.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or is it
No,
on
27th.
27th. I started on the 27th and then I dragged it over. Yep, no, I just,
27th at 3 p.m.
yep,
Okay.
here,
Yes.
okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Put that on the
Thank you.
calendar. All right, so I will send that to Jack and get that in motion. Anything else on that? Yeah. And then we're gonna try to schedule that for the 28th. That will be at 6 o'clock before our selectmen's meeting. Is that our goal?
Yeah,
Okay.
And you'll have to have a different moderator.
Oh, of course.
Oh, yeah. You'll be
You think you're going on vacation?
vacationing, Robin.
We can take care of that. All right, budget committee. So, in thinking, planning ahead towards starting our budget cycle. We pulled the budget committee bylaws, the board updated October of last year. So, term of budget committee appointments is 1 year. So we need to appoint budget committee members. So my thought is if we can put a post out, on the Facebook page, just saying, hey, we're looking for volunteers for the budget committee. Please come in and fill out the committee form, our volunteer form. And if you're interested, and then we can evaluate those at our next meeting as well, to hopefully get them started in January. That way we can get the process moving, and even though it seems like we're early, by the time we get going and meet with everybody, we'll end up behind, so.
Yes, and like the committee tends to be,
Weekly,
weekly for this chunk of time.
yep, we can do that.
Sets the expectation that I know about, I personally am not gonna vote you, but. If I was, I want to know how long it'd be.
Yep.
No, I think she just said she wants.
No.
Yep. Yep,
How many spots?
5,
Other total 5.
yeah,
5 open spots right now?
yep. Either it's a 5-member board and everybody's term is up because they're 1-year terms, so. If we can put a post out and see what we get,
And usually it's like, they'll meet from January to April, would you say?
yeah, usually we try to get it finalized for the office right around tax day.
Yeah.
That's usually the break deadline is tax date.
Do you wanna say April, or do you wanna include the town meeting?
Well, that would be the normal, the weekly meetings is usually
Yeah.
from January to April, but technically. I would like to see them meet once per quarter all year. That way, they're up to date on where finances are each quarter and. It helps either make sure things are on par or not, or. That way it's not just, hey, you set the budget and then poof, we don't see you again. But yeah, that would be. A start. But so hopefully we'll get that post done, I can write something up and shoot it to Aaron if you want me to.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, I can write some up tonight and send it out that way, we can post it tomorrow, that gives people time enough with Christmas in the middle too, that way,
Is he using the deputy app?
yes. Or at least that's the one I've sent, the
The other stuff?
The
that
one-
you-
the-
And actually as well.
okay,
Oh, okay.
Does Rob have one yet?
I
Our Walker app.
say I don't know.
Yeah, he doesn't have the town one yet.
Not yet.
So,
I have his old one, I just.
yeah, that's what he's
So I was
using.
sending something in like town, how might be all pop up. Like, it did not pop up.
Yeah.
And it's not done.
Yeah, you will. All right, we'll get that post out about the budget committee, get that working.
Can I add one more thing to the lake report?
Sure.
Sorry. Because of that grant, Jeff Stern, who's the write the grant.
Yep.
Yeah, of the grant, he wants to know if Canton have any site that they think could be benefit from having this grant money put on it. Unfortunately, that road opening doesn't count. But it's really on the watershed, but he wants to know if he could just talk to the road commissioners, asking for any thoughts on, does he know any roads?
Mhm.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Is that okay with you guys?
Yeah.
You were the one working with the road commissioner, can you just let him know that? we're gonna- I think Jeff said he emailed, he left a voicemail, he didn't hear anything back. but-
Oh, he's probably just going, I don't know this guy, so.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's fine,
Yeah.
Get the okay.
Well,
and I'll stop.
And make sure the email is Andy's email, not Paul's old email.
That's true.
That would be
Yeah,
Which is, we know it.
aconant
yep.
at cantonme.com.
I think it was, but.
Okay, just, that was the only thing I thought of when you said that, I thought, ooh. No,
Jeff wanted to retire at the end of last year, he's in partial retirement, because he thought this was such a worthwhile project that he's going to stay on for this
Mhm.
project.
the one thing I can think of, and I don't know, it doesn't really have anything to do with our roads, but, the sediment that washes through the culvert
Oh,
at the beach.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
Where
that's
the
our,
big-
that's our next stop that we're doing. And
Yeah.
We're at two places over in Hartford today, and I mean, the roads just wash straight down, so they go huge deltas. Like,
Yeah.
huge amounts.
Yeah, that
Well,
one's
that's
getting
what
deeper and
I'm
deeper.
It's on the beach.
Yeah.
The sandbar is becoming a.
Well, today I drove by, you could see the open water, and there was.
Yeah.
Oh,
It looks
yeah.
like Cape Cod up there.
Yeah.
It does. Big sandbar.
Yeah. To CMP poll location application.
There's a
No,
ball out
that-
there.
that's This thing here, it's Campbell Road.
Yeah. Is that for?
Solar related as well, I wonder.
Intersection of 108 and Campbell. It's a replace, let me see what it says. New service.
Oh.
New service.
In person.
I love how this
3,000 feet.
Huh? I have no
Somebody
idea
was
why they
waiting.
didn't start.
Just 3,000
Yeah.
feet
Will they get them to?
down,
Oh, so it's,
3,000 feet
It's
down
Wilkins.
Campbell Road.
it's Wilkins,
Okay,
Kyle. I would
Okay.
assume anyways.
He just had notarized an easement for power, so. that's all we're doing.
Yeah.
can I get a motion?
So the CMP poll permit application for Campbell and. 108.
One second.
I have a motion and a second on the poll application. All those in favor? Okay. I like being. That's. What?
That's just laughing at your signature.
Well, you know, it started out clean on the first couple copies of stuff tonight, and it slowly gets worse. Signing the tax commitment.
Two places for you guys to sign.
Change.
Thank you.
I like one.
Mhm.
Page.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to sign again.
In both places?
Yeah.
Oh, two on this last
Two on
one?
one.
Oh, man.
Maybe.
I'm starting to
No, I
forget
just-
how to spell my name.
MYNAME. That both of them?
That's the first one. If I did that, I wouldn't, if I did that, I wouldn't sleep.
Right now, I'm waiting.
Yeah, I got some catching up to do.
Yeah, I got him good earlier.
Oh, I owe you though, just wait. But I tell you, someone's been cow tipping because the big one's been over a few times.
Mother Nature and. Yeah.
Have
you done it? I think this will be worth money, right? Signature. When I become the new.
That's that bottle. It is. Fancy.
I was gonna say Sarah has one too, yeah.
Contact Abby. Or
Mhm.
Sarah.
Fancy, fancy.
Or Jenny.
Or Jenny.
Anybody, yeah.
That's a lot of.
So speaking of, we about that for, was it?
Yes, yeah, it's in discussions again.
Yes.
That would make a nice calm down bottle.
All right, so now we're going to take a quick. Look at our Civic Plus update. So I finally took a few minutes and replied to our website company. Let me kill my calendar, you guys can see all that. So I finally got in touch with the website company to look at where we're at and what we're doing.
Oh, nice.
And so I talked to you guys a while ago about a draft and there were a couple tweaks that Rob and I had. So we changed the text of small town with a big heart from, it was pretty blocky before, it was hard to read. Especially when I looked at it on my phone, it was really hard to read. So we changed that. Rob had also asked about having an additional button here on the right for tax map.
Mhm.
So when people click on that, it'll take them right to J.E. O'Donnell's site,
Awesome.
for our tax maps.
Nice.
So that's what the homepage would look like.
Yep,
That looks sharp.
love it.
I love the picture. That's nice.
So that's kind of where we're at with the front page. And then this is what a department page could possibly look like, or the overall design of it anyways.
I like it.
I do too. Yeah.
So at this point, Tom is looking for us just to say yes or no. If we say yes and sign off, then they'll actually do the development stuff and
Yes,
hand over the keys to the kingdom to Aaron so he can start putting
Yes.
in stuff.
Yes.
yeah,
Does the planning board get a page we can put up ordinances?
no,
Yes,
Sorry.
The plan is for as much info as we can get on there to have on there.
Mhm.
Everything
We
from
did.
policies, ordinances, maps,
Yeah.
agendas, minutes,
Forms.
town meeting minutes from years prior. The
Mhm.
goal is to have a lot of information
Yeah.
easily accessible.
Yeah, a link to Facebook page, a link to the YouTube channel where all of the meetings.
The archives of the meetings. Um,
We also were gonna put any forms that can be downloaded to.
Yep.
So when it says community, could it link to like the Lake Association page for information? on it?
Yep, under community would be, like the town clubs, like say, the food pantry, the historical society, the lake association. Other things in town, like the church, so pretty much anything like that.
You get the baseball schedule?
Oh, yeah.
Yep, yeah, like I say, there's, yep, yeah, there's a lot of options, so if we're,
We can have the baseball schedule, the soccer schedule, when.
the
it's-
snack shack
the snack-
schedule,
snack
that's the
schedule.
big one.
Snack shack, sign up sheet.
Heck Yep.
Movies in the park.
Movies in the park schedule.
Whatever we're gonna do. But that's the rough idea, so if we're good with that, I'll just do the sign off thing, and then after that, I'll pass it back and let the office take it from there.
Does the homepage pictures change? Like,
They can.
usually they like.
It
slide
can,
down.
yep, at this point, that's the one that's the placeholder.
Yeah,
And we can add, change pictures, links,
we can
anything
make it a
at
real,
any point.
yeah.
Yeah, this is just where we're at, I don't think the real, which, it's the YouTube link.
Cause that got sold in the summer.
It is really? Yeah.
That's what they're saying. I'm not seeing it advertised on Airbnb yet.
Interesting.
Someone out of state again?
They joined the Lake Association. I don't remember.
Well, that's exciting. Something moving forward.
Yes.
Yes. Yay.
Well,
That's applied for commercial permit.
I don't know. We have a big question mark
That's
about
a good
Airbnb.
question.
There's another house on the lake at the end of Lake Shore Drive.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
And the people are not happy about it. I guess because a lot of people come and go and they're up and down that road.
Yeah.
really fast, And that's their private, their road. and
Yeah.
it's a Mess.
Yeah.
I'll noisy and cluttered.
Yeah.
Apparently, for the people who live in the road. That's what I'm hearing every week. Yeah, that's-
Alright, like I said, I'll do the sign off thing tonight, and then we'll get moving. Michelle, spreading holiday cheer.
Yeah, so, spreading holiday cheer, so. Our Christmas tree isn't lit yet. So I wanted to ask about what the plan was for the Christmas tree. And, the other thing, and I know that we don't have. I mean, Christmas is right around the corner this year, but I've been seeing. A lot of other towns doing a lot of other fun things. Right now, this time of year, and I don't know, I got the idea, why can't we do something like, people decorating their houses and putting on, like, a house lighting contest and, putting that on a map for people to, you submit your address. That's how I've seen it work in other towns. Like, if you're gonna be a part of it, you submit your address and then the town puts together a map and then people drive by and they vote for their favorite house and there's a small little prize attached to it. So I don't know. I was just thinking something, maybe the events committee can hop on for next year around Christmas time. Maybe something like that and maybe doing a tree lighting ceremony.
Well, I'm thinking I'll challenge him.
So Robin Ann
Gotta
and
buy some
I
more.
went to work on the tree, was it Monday? Whatever, it was after the snow. And we couldn't do anything because a lot of the lights strands are broken. And there was so much snow and it was frozen onto the tree that we couldn't take the lights off.
Mhm.
So we
we basically have to start over.
Mhm.
We're hoping that we have enough lights left from boat launch tree last year. Because you can't find any lights now, enough lights to do that tree, because it's large. So,
And maybe we can plan ahead for next year to maybe do like a tree lighting ceremony.
I know we
Yes,
put them on last year when it was warmer weather,
Yeah.
nicer weather, because the year before that,
We froze.
we froze to
Mhm.
flipping
Yeah.
death.
and then came to a selectmen's meeting.
Yes, yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, we were scrambling that night to get everything figured out.
Use multicolored lights, right?
On
Yeah.
the
The
tree,
little ones, not the.
Right.
yes.
They're that big.
No,
The
no,
the clear ones that we
they're
used
not,
at
they're
the
like
boat
that.
launch are the bigger bulbs. That's what
The
we
colored
still have
ones.
upstairs.
Yeah,
Yeah, the lights we have now, if we do it this year, still they'll be clear,
yeah.
because that's all we have.
Multicolored lights. Last night that I'm not using. Happy to
Yeah.
give them to you.
It-
We plugged it in and out of the,
A few, yeah.
what, 15 strands that are on that tree, 2 worked.
Yeah.
It was
The
like,
little critters eating.
yeah,
Yeah, really, they need to get cut off and then new ones put up.
Yeah, the ones upstairs did work when they were put away last spring.
So next year, can we, I mean, I like the idea of the lights getting put on when it's warmer.
Yeah.
You know, but then maybe, you know, when we plug it in and turn the lights on,
Like
have like,
the
oh,
first of December is.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like the first weekend of December, and maybe like do some Christmas caroling and hot chocolate and
well,
and make an event out of it.
we had talked about that in the past, it just
Yeah.
seems to run out of time before we get it done.
And go from the tree to the nursing home, maybe.
Mm,
Even if they're on lockdown, you can still.
we can
carol.
still be outside singing,
We did that,
yes.
at the beginning of COVID, we did
Yeah.
caroling
Are
up
you gonna
there.
have a party on this third? Let's just try it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
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 I'm making 500 Christmas cookies if people want to come and decorate.
I think that we could pull something together for next year.
yeah.
Yeah, whether.
have a special punch.
Maybe.
You know,
I think it's one of those things that goes back to, obviously, we don't have the volunteers for the events committee, but it'd be nice if we could somehow get that going again, to be
Yeah.
able to do some things.
I would
Because
volunteer
the-
for the events.
There you go.
That's on camera.
You're just voluntold.
yeah,
But I mean, like a small summer
Yes.
fest thing again,
Yeah.
you know, those things that we've all talked about, just.
and I think that if we do it, like, people will come, and that's where we're gonna get the interest for people to join these
To do
committees
more.
and do more.
Yeah.
And this time of year is really a big time of year to kind of grab people in, like, so. I know we've missed the boat this year. I know we missed the boat this year, because it's less than
Before
2 weeks
Christmas.
before Christmas, you know. But I'd really like to see something next year, happen.
Do we think there's any possibility that the public works crew could get lights on that tree?
I will have to
Like,
talk
beginning of
to
the week?
I'll try to catch them in the morning. I have an appointment in the afternoon, but if I can catch them in the morning, I will run that by.
Just to
We
see it.
have one of them that doesn't do heights, so.
I know.
So, like, nowhere near, maybe his feet get off the ground, 2 feet. But,
Is it a
Just-
family thing?
It could be, yeah.
So,
But
but I will,
just a thought, if they can't,
they might be able to
let me know.
Hi. drag our part-time guy in too, I'm not
You
sure.
need somebody like Scour for some multicolored light strands.
We can get by with the clear, even, I think at this point, even if we
Yeah,
get the clear ones on it, just to have something.
We've gone on many, yeah, it's kind of
Martin had a huge selection, but that was a few weeks ago.
Mhm.
think at this point, as long as we get something on there, that's. Yeah. But,
I'll stand there and sing "We Wish You Merry Christmas." While it's being lit up.
I like the idea of doing something at the historical society.
Yeah.
Like the hot cocoa and kind
Yeah,
of cookie decorating.
A hot cocoa bar.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been sitting on this bottle of butterscotch maple rum for like 2 years. I bought it at a craft fair somewhere, and because it was a free bottle and a nice young couple was.
That and hot chocolate.
I said we're gonna bring it. I'll save it for next week. That's okay.
Did I hear her say she would bring that to our meeting on the 28th of October?
Yeah, she did.
so on that note, let's talk about updating old policies.
Yes, I went through the book whenever it was. We have some really old policies, like really old. Here, if you want to start reading them off.
So we have a poverty abatement policy.
Which there is no date on it, if that tells you anything. It's just signed, but it's old, because those selectmen haven't been in office for a number of years.
That's something we need to look at.
Yeah. And then we.
No animal control fee.
Yeah, it's blank one in here somewhere.
Or you mean just a blank? There used to be a fee in one, and that's not there. anymore.
Yeah, right,
That's already been, yeah, that's already gone. We got rid of that a while ago.
okay. This is.
Compensation and attendance for the board.
All these in order. How about if I just pull out the pink tags and you find them? This is the town of Canton employee computer internet use, that's now in the.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe we already voted to remove that at
Yeah,
a
we
meeting
did.
or two ago.
cause
Yeah,
it's included in another
It's
policy.
in the personnel, so
yeah,
Yeah.
so you can
Take
pull
it
that and stick that.
bye-bye.
Yep.
The next one is the leave of absence, which was dated November
Yeah,
of 2013, so if we just retype it to get it up to date? Or is this also
we
in
don't have
our
to. We don't have to
personnel?
get it up to date, as long as it's in there, it's up to date.
So you're fine with it?
Yeah, I don't think we need to change it here.
I don't know,
Is that one
Can't-
also located in the personnel
that's why I'm
policy?
just, yeah, I'd have to double check on that.
No, this one's not in there, this is
Okay.
something different. This is the board of selectmen.
The Canton Board of Selectmen agrees that selectmen will not be paid for leave of absence time off. This policy is enacted at a regular and duly called meeting on the 14th day of November 2013.
So if there's no changes to that, then it's up to date.
Right.
So,
And that one came from a much older policy, but was redone in 2013 along with a whole pile of others.
okay, so
Um,
then,
Cause that's one of the ones that Rob and I had found in an old book in Jackie's desk and updated.
and this one, I don't know whether the MRSA section numbers are still correct or what, so that needs to be. It's property tax payment policy, blah, blah, blah. Would you like me to pull it?
It's flagged, right?
Yes, it's flagged.
So we can look at it another time,
Okay,
because that's something that we'll have to send to Jack and. That's not a high priority like the solar one will be. so.
right. The Board of Selectmen are requiring that town clerk for all town meetings, either special or yearly, obtain from the register of voters a current voter list, and that the list be used to identify all registered voters. All registered, should be registered voters. Shall then be given a colored card to be held up to identify the individual to the moderator and the meeting body that they are a registered voter in the town of Canton. And that was enacted in 2012,
Which still stands.
so.
Yep.
Okay. Training policy. From 15,
Yeah, we wrote that.
but we gotta
Travel.
we gotta change this one because it's AA,
Yep,
so pull it.
perfect, yep, pull it.
Pull 15. Or,
The good thing is I'm on the type those, so we actually have word copies of them.
there you go. And this one is another one from 15. For mileage reimbursement.
I think that one's okay though.
Yeah, it should be,
Cause I think we actually listed IRS, we didn't put a number in
we
it.
did, correct. I was just flagging anything, this is empty, this was the. Work performance evaluation policy. This is where I had that. No. What did I have it? This has gotta be done something with.
That doesn't exist anymore. We don't have a municipal building anymore, so we can't have a municipal building chairperson. Huh? I'm just saying. And it's actually a job description, not a policy anyway.
Well, I've got a job description here for the CEO as well. And then I have incompatible offices. Want this taken out, and put in the job description folder?
Probably needs to be addressed if it's a CEO one. That adds one more to our list that we didn't realize.
Yeah. Now I'll look for the ACO job description.
That one I don't know as we need now because we contract that. Or it's a contracting service. I don't think we need a job description for it.
Bye-bye.
I don't believe anyways.
Access channel, bye-bye.
Access channel doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
Like I say, I think a lot of the stuff in the back is all old. That's kind of why it was in the back.
This is old, see, everything to the new.
So we can add to that file.
Oh, here's another CEO. I got two.
Perfect. So before the next meeting, I don't know.
It's the other CEO one,
I put it in that file.
okay.
Before the next meeting, I will redo or suggest some edits to the training policy. And change administrative assistant to town clerk and send it up to everybody.
Yeah, and that's the only one that
That's
we need to,
very easy to do because I have it. So,
that's the only one we need to check on, because I don't know.
yeah, we can look at that one later on to see.
I don't know what to do with that one.
If we don't know what changes, I probably would change it. Need a big policy. We'll have to read it.
So you want to leave it flag?
If you want, you can leave it flagged,
Yeah.
and if we can get copies of them, then we can review them.
Okay. Go.
Like, can you, that one, just put it back in the book, that way it's. Since it's still official, I don't want the only copy of it. Coming out of the book, that's all.
I can find it again.
So I will go ahead and update that before the next meeting. All right, any other business?
And we can have it quick.
Okay.
For the municipal planning that was, I didn't really.
Whoop, sorry. Yep, I missed that on the top. Yep, we can sign the quick claim deeds for the tax acquired properties. Those finished.
What you're doing now, I think is excellent, put the, welcome to Canton sign at that end of town that I think got taken down when they moved that trailer in there. You said, I'm not seeing it, but you said it was destroyed.
No, I had the guys
That's fine.
take it down before it got
Before it
destroyed.
broke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep,
It's
Okay.
in
It
the
had been-
loader bag.
it had been hanging for a couple weeks before it was taken down.
All right. So it's got one whether. I've got flower pots. I just didn't know if I didn't know if that was damaged enough. We had to replace it.
No, I haven't looked at the edge, but they didn't think it was unfixable.
Just FYI, Rob and I attended the Maine Municipal Marijuana Enforcement webinar this week. which was very worthwhile, and there's a lot of things that we didn't have, and the policies there are always changing, so we're trying to get on the list. That when something changes, we get notified, otherwise we're not gonna be constantly checking the state website. We don't do that. So, but we want to be notified, and there's a few things that were very interesting. If you think about how you register along this whole process, there's unregistered caregivers. There's nothing we can do about them. There are people who are only providing cannabis to family members or people who live in your home. The state doesn't even register them. If somebody reports them, the state will check on them and make sure they're meeting all the requirements. But there's nothing to do. They can have a limited number of unregistered caregivers. Registered caregivers, we can also not limit the number of registered caregivers by state law. So these are people who have clients that they deliver to. They do not have a storefront, but they know what their limits are on the numbers of plants they could have per patient they're delivering. Which I think is what Ryan Tancredi was trying to do. And it, somehow in all of this, but you can regulate them as far as odor, setback, security. The state has them all registered. They do not publish that list. They will confirm to a code enforcement officer or a municipal person that yes, this person is registered, but they don't make any of those lists public because they were worried about somebody
Makes
taking that
sense.
property,
Mhm.
stealing it. Then there is the registered medical marijuana retail site, which is what we have an ordinance for. And then there's a recreational retail site. There's a whole different set of regulations for them. So we spent 2 hours listening to what's going on in the regulations, what's going on in enforcement, different ways to enforce. It was very enlightening.
One thing I took away from it, because we do have the one on Town Farm Road, we need to make sure that the fire department is interact with that to see if any precautions, stuff like that, should he have a fire. Cause where he does harvest and dry, you know, if there were to be a fire in his establishment, which is his home, his little, of what precautions maybe Jason and them should have to take.
Mhm.
Because, you know, I know like Eric knows it's there, but I don't know that how many of the other firemen know and what,
Yeah.
you know, if there's something special I mean, you're looking into a giant pot fire, maybe.
Potentially.
Very true.
Mhm.
So that was one thing I really at the end was like, oh, I wonder if our department is aware.
Yeah, and as far as I know, they don't have a residency permit for that house yet, occupancy permit, because the sewer wasn't hooked up. But I've heard rumors of people living there, so I don't know.
Yeah.
The
But-
enforcement officers should perhaps.
Isn't that a stipulation of the caregiver thing?
What?
That they have to live there?
No, that's only if you're an unregistered caregiver and you're caring for somebody.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So do they have, many people that are responsible for checking on all of these things? Like,
Yeah, the state talked about, they
15 per in the whole state.
okay,
There's more on this, they said happened in the counties we were in with. Because of the population, but overall there's 15. They visit them once a year unless there are complaints. And then he did tell everything when they go to inspect that store or establishment, how everything they check. I mean, they've got a heck of a checklist, but unless there's complaints, it's once a year.
and they were inspected in July or early August.
so, and if we get complaints, then we have to report the complaint to the state that they handle it, is that how
Yes,
that works?
yes.
It's not our
No,
CEO that has to deal with it?
No.
It's there, okay.
So that was all good news.
and
Yeah,
depending
that's good
what
to
it
know.
is, whether they have, I don't know so much of hand it off to the cops or they
Yeah.
interact.
But yeah,
Right.
they talked about what their legal, the state enforcement people, what their legal boundaries are. I don't think they can arrest people, but they can bring a violation to
Because,
police.
Yeah.
But they had handouts, I do have copies of all those handouts, I can put them in a book somewhere if anybody, or send them to you digitally for reading.
Mhm.
It's pretty dry, but they're interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I wish, probably the link to the recording, because a lot of times. They're talking and saying lots of good information, that's not even 3 bullet points on the slide set.
Right.
So, like,
Right.
there's some risky content here.
We should have a binder for this
Yes.
and all
Yeah.
that stuff in the.
I would appreciate a digital copy of
Yeah.
all the handouts.
Digital would be great for me.
Yeah, so that's.
But I mean,
But just to have them.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you have to have one
Yes,
here
yes,
too, definitely,
question,
but
yes.
yeah.
Cause
Yeah.
they answer what questions people send in, and, you know.
Interesting.
Time well spent. Yeah.
mhm.
My kids thought I was crazy. Why did I want to learn about? Yeah, well, they live in southern Indiana, where it's only medical therapy approved. So,
Mm.
I forgot, I didn't realize how far back Maine laws went. Including marijuana, with my earlier time, I thought it was.
How long is it?
Mm.
And to look, it's.
July,
2018,
something
no,
like that.
no, waiting for that.
No, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
But there was no mechanism, there was no, I'm sure there was rules, it was
Mm.
just like a true, but then took quite a few years to get. Infrastructure, and then that's evolving constantly. Now, the other interesting thing, but I do a lot of work in herbal supplements, which
Put on our
we've had,
things.
and we've seen the consolidation, I just realized what's coming out. They had. For thousands, some now they're down to like 1,600.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, you're
So
right.
the number of actual retail establishments.
Wow.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think the novelty of going off or something.
I always wondered how they can all survive when there's 8 of them next to each other.
Right. Right.
Stretch.
I said, you know what, some people got their electric bills and found
Yeah,
it wasn't profitable to grow, and the demand, I mean,
demand, yeah.
you got 5 stores for one company.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Alrighty, other old business or other business in general.
I had one thing, Sanford seniors, we did have 2 people sign up for it, and
Okay.
Andy and, was gonna take care of that, and I told him to reach out if he needs, if he can't get to them.
Yeah.
Needs somebody to take care of him, so.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we had 2 applicants.
Yay.
I have, a next step from Medicare for their, I don't know, quarter, I'd say. All their updates and their expenses and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So. If anyone wants some fine reading, it's in my mailbox.
Yeah, I'd love to see it at some point.
I haven't had a chance to really read it yet, but
Yep. Angie, could either you or Aaron scan that and send it out to the entire board?
Is that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just so we can,
it's thick.
that's the easiest way to look at it, I think.
Rob already has a copy, but he thought I should have the other one.
Thank you all for signing the request for a game chance for the Historical Society. That application was finished this week.
Mhm.
Wow. Everyone's so proud. Who actually plays coach? Did not sign it.
Any other business? Hey, well, wait, I haven't got the public comment yet. All right, approval of the warrants, AP warrant number 41, $119,084.03. AP warrant 43, $36,188.10. Payroll 40, $5,010.40. 42, $5,390.97.
Who was read?
Second,
Did you say you were at 43? You
I have a motion in a second. What's that?
said earlier you were at 43.
Yeah, we did it.
yeah,
Oh, that's.
Yeah, 41 and 43 to go together and 40, 42 go together. I have a first and a second. All those in favor of the AP and payroll warrants? Okay. On those, public comment. Do you have something you'd like to?
I do, but I can't.
One up for me.
Will be held up at Canton Point at 1 o'clock on Saturday, no
And,
matter what the weather is.
yeah. Better than last year, I hope.
Yes, we've done it in rain, we've done it after a blizzard,
Yep, we've done it rain, snow, and yeah,
good weather.
And Sunday, the 17th at 6 o'clock, we're doing the tree lighting and placing memorial balls on the tree in front of Bradbury Memorial Chapel. We've had a huge response to that, like over $1,000. So, yeah. And we're also going to be ringing the bell that is in its newly rebuilt cradle.
Nice, so now we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I have to not
off
run
the-
next time it falls, because hopefully it won't fall, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in a metal framework now.
Oh. Very good. Any other public comment? Anything else, Robin? Perfect.
She
All right.
sounded way too angelic.
She's thinking about
I know.
it.
Once you're off the air.
Yeah. All right, committee reports. We heard a lot about highway.
We did hear a lot about highway, but you know what? They're doing a great job.
Mhm.
The 2 storms that we've had so far, our roads have been awesome.
Yep,
So,
they've done well.
And the part-time guy is learning.
yep. So,
Yep.
yeah, we're good. And Andy's had his hands full with all of the FEMA paperwork, which they seem to want in triplicate. But they're doing good, so. And as far as I know, I haven't heard that sewer's got any issues, so.
I don't got nothing. We already talked about rec, so.
Yep, I did reach out to Kim to ask about Snack Shack and if we needed to clean anything out of it, so. Well, when I hear something, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Christie?
I don't have anything.
Ange?
Aaron's coming along really good. He's learning quickly. He's done some training already. As much as we can do being at end of the year. So he's done an intro class. There's a 2-hour long webinar for intro to trio.
Okay.
And next week he will be doing the FOAA training. So get that done.
If he could just like write up a little bio blip and put it on the page, town page to
Good
say,
idea.
here I am,
Mm,
you know,
And if he has a little picture of him,
yeah, here I
Headshot
am
or
and
something.
looking forward to meeting and so on.
that'd be good just to get it out there.
Yeah,
or you could just take a quick selfie.
yeah.
Yeah.
Strike me as a selfie type.
If he was nervous, he was gonna get his picture taken today.
Do we have a plan for the next newsletter?
It's due January, so.
Usually that's the first of the year thing, so
Yeah.
yeah. Yep, well, all right, any other questions, comments from the board? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Second,
I have a motion and a second to adjourn at 7:35. All those in favor?
Over and out.
Over and out.
Yes.